Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's John and Jenna from Flippin' Ain't Easy, and yet another live stream. We're fiddling with our camera view. I don't like where the Flippin' Ain't Easy is, but we'll just deal with it today. Kind of scrambling around. A lot of times when you're getting ready to do a live stream, there's like a lot of things related to the show that you're trying to like deal with. Well, today it was like a lot of things not related to the show that I was trying to get squared away. So thanks for all of you who got here early. We were kind of here a little early, but just fiddling around and getting things in order for the show. For those of you who are with us live, of course, you know the routine. Your questions and comments help drive this program. Please do all that while we're having this conversation. And, of course, hit the like button. If you couldn't make it today, well, of course, that just happens. Maybe you can make it next time. But at least comment if you can. And give me a like on the video if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, just move on. Don't do it. But, I appreciate the time. So today wanted to chat with you. Came across one thing, and then I want to run a scenario by you guys. And they're both unrelated things. First of all, I came across in the Seller Hub, came across a little blurb stating that USPS decreased rates for priority mails effective December 9th, which was Friday. And it says sellers using eBay labels now save even more on priority mail labels for packages up to 5 pounds in zones 1 through 4, effective immediately. In addition to offering great shipping discounts from the major carriers, eBay labels is a simple and convenient way, blah, 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 blah. And they even give a little shipping calculator. You can kind of plug in different variables. And I think it's a good idea to maybe do that if you're trying to set up a shipping policy, or if you're messing with shipping policies. We kind of covered that topic a couple weeks ago. But just know, they did rack up the prices and then they brought them back down. They're still, if you're over 2 pounds, you're still not really competitive with UPS. And if you're still using FedEx. And it's funny, I had a rep from FedEx, another one, call me a few weeks back, wanting to set up an account where, they give me the same kind of rates that eBay gives, but it's basically an account through them, work out free pickups. And, he even said that he was going to work something out in the back end to where I don't get hit with that $18 fee on the polybag packages that I even tape up so that they form fit to the box. And he sent me some rates, but you know what? I never got back to him. I'm fine with the UPS ground. The only thing I need UPS to do is maybe work on something to get them to come out here and pick up these packages. That would save me a lot of time and hassle. So want to know what you guys think about the priority mail rates. How do you utilize those rates? I mean, I don't know if this discount, it makes specific mention of eBay labels. I'm assuming it's something that eBay's worked out on the back end with USPS. As far as Pirate Ship or any of those other third-party sites, I would assume that they're probably in on the action too, but don't hold me to that. So that's just my little spiel for that. Now, want to run a scenario by you guys that I thought was very interesting. Very close friend of the channel. Sold a LaserDisc player about 2 months ago to a lady, and she's a real estate agent. She had made mention to him that she was going to use it to show houses, and she's going to have music playing in the background, that kind of thing. Well, 30 days, like a little over 30 days, or maybe it was around the 30-day mark, he receives a text. Now, I didn't get into why she had his phone number, but nonetheless, and I'm sure that's easy to find, but I don't have that kind of problem with buyers sending me texts or all that crap. So I don't know what that's about. Nonetheless, I digress. The text stated that the device was not functioning properly, and he went back in to say, hey, well, you need to open up a return request through eBay, because that's kind of how it's done. You don't send someone a text. And that was the last that he heard from her up until today. And he received the LaserDisc player at his front door. It was mailed to him. So, I can tell you from an eBay standpoint, she didn't follow at all the eBay process. And he's like, well, what do I do? And I jokingly said to him, well, first of all, I said, you do nothing at this point. Just sit back and wait. But I said, just kind of treat it the way you treat your sourcing. When you go out and buy stuff to resell, just put it with the other stuff. And by the time she's past the requirement to file a chargeback, it's pretty much going to be, null and void. You can do whatever you want with it. But in all seriousness, I believe eBay is going to protect him in this case because of seller protection. The buyer did nothing to follow eBay process. So even if they did a chargeback, the requirement with the credit card company is that you work with the merchant. In this case, it's eBay or the seller at eBay to resolve the situation, whatever that situation may be. And eBay has no record of that because she hasn't reached out through the eBay platform to try to resolve this issue. And so I guess we're going to see how this thing plays out. But at the end of the day, I pretty much think he's going to be covered through eBay, regardless of how the bank decides, because of the buyer not following through. But I want to know what you guys think. What would you do if you had an item like that? It doesn't have to be electronics, could be anything. And you think you're out of the, like I have big items. I'm happy that I'm past the 30-day mark, but I know that with the credit card company, I'm not necessarily out of the blue if the buyer decides to open a chargeback. So think of an item that you've sold recently that has decent value. And what would you do if that scenario happened to you? How would you handle it? I'd like to know your thoughts on that.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't respond to a text message.
Well, he just tried to direct her to the eBay platform. And
but why is she texting him? How?
Probably, well, I don't know what kind of activity. I don't know her account, what kind of familiarity she has with eBay. But to me, off the top of my head, it just reeks of someone who doesn't know how eBay works. So they think automatically, well, I find the number in the contact information and just send him a message and get this thing resolved. But if it's someone that has an established account, it almost comes off as maybe shady, trying to work the system to maybe be able to say, I did reach out to the seller and I did tell them it was a problem and they did nothing to remedy the issue. And here I am filing a chargeback. So if I find out anything more on this, I'll pass it on as to, if she does file a chargeback, but just thought it was rather interesting. So we have Tyler's Trading Post in the house. Thanks for getting here early. It's super early for that matter. That was like an hour and a half before the show started. That's some dedication right there. I'm gonna do some listing while I wait here. Okay, Prosser's in the house. Got here a little later than that, but still early. Back here, I now did a spot of visiting down south, so I missed the live on Friday, but watched. Yeah, I saw that. So thank you for hanging in there. You. Sandra Hoyer, right? Yeah, we practiced that before the show, by the way. The topic is what I spoke about. So hopefully you're able to get that one. Let's see. Picky Ricky says, good evening. Thanks for hanging out with us, Picky Ricky. Very good. Sold 64 items so far this month at just over 900 pounds. So been spending all money coming in, more wholesale toys. Already got next Christmas in mind. Wow, that's good having that have focus for next year. Yeah. I'm focusing on next year, but it's more like January. So that's kind of my focus right now. Really, my focus is trying to figure out. I'm still thinking to my mind. I keep getting a lot of. I have to see what this lady has in her garage. I mean, I've taken a look at some of the tubs, and I'm still leaning towards buying her garage, 80% of whatever the hell's in there. But it's not so much for the money. It's really just the room and the logistics. And, for me, people keep saying, get a storage unit. That stuff's not cheap, for one. And I'd rather, just utilize the space behind me. I mean, if that means you guys can't see the Flippin' Ain't Easy sign for, a few months, then I'm sure you'll understand.
The Flippin' Ain't Easy sign to where it hangs like right here.
Or just put it on one of the tubs.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. So let's see. Piggy Ricky says, think we're over the rush now, though, don't you? There's going to be your last minute people for Christmas that are going to be, number one, I think the rest of this week, you're going to have people that think that they have enough time. And then come this weekend, you're going to have people freaking out, like asking you, can I get it before Christmas? Yeah. And that's the tough thing, because eBay doesn't really show us what the buyer sees. When we're looking at our listings, we have to actually go into the listing itself to see what the buyer will see, but it's going to be looking at our zip code to determine, okay, well, of course, it's going to take 2 days to get it to you. But if the other person's on the other side of the world, what is eBay telling that person? So maybe there's a way to figure that out. I'm sure maybe it's in the calculator somewhere. Maybe you guys know what you can do to a listing to maybe find the projected date of arrival for that item based on the shipping parameters you have set up. I'd like to maybe know that, because if you have buyers that are going to be asking you these kind of questions, hey, I'll buy it as long as you can make sure I get it before Christmas, that's going to put you in a pretty tricky situation. If they don't get it in time, now they're going to say, you promised, even though you never used the word promise, right? You promised that you get it. You ruined my daughter's Christmas. She didn't get her Barbie doll that I got her, and that's like, all I did was ship it out the next day. So I want to know how you guys are going to handle that situation when that comes up. Let's see. Of course, I won't show Jenna's remark because she's right here with us. We have Kina is in the house. Good evening, folks. Prosser says mine was good up until last Friday. Put shop and time away as went down south for weekend, back in tomorrow as only got back. So you just got back from a trip. That's awesome. Tyler says I'm well. Thanks, Jenna, and hope you and John are well.
We're well.
We're well. Yeah, little medium well. Little medium well. But we're well.
We've just been we've had a busy morning. So you remember how, the lady hit me, hit my car in the post office back in October. Well, my car finally went into the shop today. And so I had to make sure everything was aligned, rental car and all that fun stuff. So we were scrambling around this morning to get that done. John had to take, go with me down there because he had to take me over to the rental car place, which was like right down the street. So got that all taken care of. The car's in the shop. They're estimating December 23rd.
We won't even be here.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. And then we came back and had to deal with shipping between eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, a little over 30 items, looking at 2 huge Santa bags full of stuff. And again, it's just the number of items that we're selling seems to be on par, but it's just the dollar amount seems to be a lot lower than normal. So, it is what it is. It's
good that the low dollar items are selling, but it is disappointing because you see, oh my God, there's 30 items, but they're all, for pennies.
And we're scaling up the store a little bit. So we're up to about 730 now in the main store. We're well over 200 on Poshmark and like around 300 on Mercari. So we have more eyes in front of our items. I could tell you if it wasn't for the Poshmark and Mercari side of things, it probably would have been close to about 15.
No, we had 22 on just eBay.
Okay. So it's still a good chunk of it, a good percentage that we wouldn't have had, the same eBay folks looking at those items.
Poshmark is really picking up.
Seems like it. We're getting a lot of activity, but I attribute that to the activity that you're putting into Poshmark. Now, the cool thing is, and the link's down below if you guys want to check it out. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. Use Prime Lister. That's a cross listing tool, but it's a lot more than that. And something I didn't really realize much. They kept telling me about it when I signed on, but we weren't really selling a whole lot on Poshmark. They not only can you cross post your stuff from like eBay over to Poshmark, but you can also do that mundane crap that, sharing this and sharing that.
Play the game.
Yeah. And you just hit a button and walk away from your computer.
I love it because I will just click it and go about my business and do other things.
So it's not enough with Poshmark just to list, like eBay, we say, list. And still, even that's really not enough with eBay. You still got to pay attention to older items and research and all that stuff. But with Poshmark, you list and you share. That's kind of been their thing from the beginning. It's more of a social media kind of platform than it's kind of a quasi social media / selling platform. And they want you to play that game. They want you to share your listings. They want you to share other people's listings. And you're considered as someone that's participating if you do that, and there's more action and more traction towards your items. And I mean, how many people do we have? How many followers do we have on that? We're like an ambassador 2 level on that.
200,000
look at it right here.
something.
Where do I go? I go to my.
Here, I can just pull it up. It's right here.
Go to the closet. It shows right here.
I know.
Right here. Ambassador 2. Where does it say?
Uh-oh.
We have 105,000 followers,
Yeah.
and 135 with following 135,000, 80,000 shares. It's just ridiculous. So,
it's just a game.
Yeah.
But that tool makes it extremely easy for me to play the game rather than waiting till the end of the day and going in and follow, share, all the stuff. And so it's a lifesaver.
Yeah. So that's helpful. And as we get more of the shoes up, what do we have now? Probably about
we have
100 pairs.
173 total,
but
active.
Probably about 120 pairs.
Yeah.
So about 120 pairs up out of the monstrosity of that we have, and we're getting more. But it just, just grinding and getting those things up and getting some decent sales with the shoes. So, if you figure that over the last couple months, other than yard sales, I really haven't replenished my other random stock of goods. The shoes have really been just a consistent thing for us. So that's good. But just hoping to get more of it up. So the more you get up, the more you're going to sell. Let's see. Splurge says, thanks for answering my prior questions. Awesome. Glad to always help. Whenever I get an email, I try to give an answer when I can. And so, hey, no one designs in the house. Hey, John and Miss Nina Dubrov. She's no longer the mom though.
Huh?
You're Nina Dubrov's mom before. Now you're the daughter.
I don't know what I am.
I don't know anymore. I'm confused. Okay. Ed's in the house. Good afternoon, John and Jenna.
Hey, Ed.
Shinville General. Hello.
Hello.
Like button smashed. Please, guys, just do that. If you're
let's hit the like
here, even if you're not part of we have 67 people watching.
Even if you don't want to chat or whatever.
Maybe you just don't want to talk.
Just go ahead and hit the like button for us.
Ed, the reselling writer, says no sales on eBay, but I did have 6 on Posh, 2 on Grailed, and 1 on Mercari. Now, Grailed, what is that? Is that like I don't know. What is that? I've heard of it before.
I've seen it in the Prime Lister. You can actually list on it, but I've never looked at it.
I'm still waiting for my first Bonanza sale, guys.
Nothing.
And I mean, I'm kind of worried now. Crickets. I haven't even really looked at it though.
It's not doing anything.
Did I screw up and miss a sale? I'm thinking that I had to have had a sale, right?
No, not necessarily.
No sales?
I checked it this morning. There's nothing.
Geez. It's like trying to fish in a mud puddle. There's no fish. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one will get a rainstorm near a lake and there's like a random mud puddle near it that you might find a fish in there. I don't know. It's just that analogy. But nonetheless, that's kind of how I feel about Bonanza. Just if it was any more than 10 minutes that I put into it, then I probably wouldn't have done it. Sherry Miller's in the house. No relation. You guys know my last name. I think you guys knew anyway. Sandra Hoyer says, hope the rush is over for me. I need to focus on holidays and kids and grandbabies.
I agree.
I don't want the rush. I don't agree.
No, I want to focus on my grandchildren and my nieces and nephew, but there's no time.
I think I have a sickness.
You are
I think I have a sickness.
A workaholic.
I was honestly thinking about bringing shoes with us to California to clean, just to
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I think I have a sickness. I just like it. I actually
ill.
enjoy it. I actually enjoy doing it. I'll sit down, have something playing in the background, and I'll just go to work. I just like what I do. She doesn't, but I do.
I mean, I do, but I need a break. I am looking forward to Christmas.
Picky Ricky says, still got 13 days. All my food is got. Half presents under my tree. Just got to finish buying tree stuff and I'm done. We need to start doing a little bit of that too. Just a little late in the game, but
we have been real late to the game this year.
Yeah, we're gonna be one of those people.
Normally we have everything done by December 1st.
Yeah,
not this year.
Not this year.
Too much going on.
Ed, the reselling writer, do you think they're dropping the price because USPS isn't getting the same traffic as previous years? I think that has something to do with it. They're looking at their metrics. But if they really just knew that it's not so much their prices, yeah, of course, someone's going to take a $10 UPS label over a $15 USPS 4-pound package label or 3-pound package label. But I just really also think the volume's down. The volume of packages are down this year. Poshmark is doing well for Kina. And
Yay.
Ellen says, hi from New York. Hey, Ellen, thanks for hanging out with us. We like New York. Let's see.
To visit.
Yeah. Shipping cost override is a site which glitch and confirmed with a US eBay IT rep. Yes, an actual US IT rep. Interesting. Let's see. Disgruntled Octopus says morning all. And then as far as that situation with the LaserDisc player, 30 days after that, I don't care. Well, after that, I'm kind of inside celebrating that, yes, this person, they can open up a return request, and eBay will try to trick you and guilt you as a seller to accept that return request beyond 30 days, but you don't have to accept it. Then the only problem I have is in the back of my mind, will this person open a chargeback? And that's always in the back of my mind. But once you get past that 30-day hurdle, then, like that spaceship and the gun and all that stuff I sold, guy, I've never heard from him since. So I can only assume that he's happy as can be. But, once I'm past the, I believe, 6-month mark, then you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief from a chargeback. Okay. My friends don't follow me on YouTube and they think I'm always available. And so if he's calling me, he's not watching the show, so I can say what I think. The guy calls me at all hours of the night. I got friends that call me at all hours of the night, right? That's Archie? Crazy. Archie's not here. He's going to pick up a bunch of DVDs. And so we'll see how that works out for him. Ed, the reselling writer, says, I wouldn't even have replied to the text since she didn't follow the process. Then she's out of luck. Yeah. But she does have the text from him saying to start a return. She might use that as proof that she did try to resolve the problem, and credit card company might rule in her favor. Yeah, maybe not even respond to it because it's like, I don't know this person. Well, in fact, they'll come up as a random number, and I would. But again, it's like you're directing that person. Utilize the process. So you agree to the terms and conditions of eBay to follow the process, keep all communications on eBay, yet you're not following that process. So I think I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I really think the fact that she didn't follow the process. Now, if the chargeback comes through eBay and it is asked for a photo and not anywhere to explain this, then it's going to be hard to explain it if you're not following the process of writing up a Word document, MS Word. You have one page to work with. Write up what your side of the story is real quick. And basically the argument is buyer did not follow the process to reach out to me through eBay as required through the terms of service. And therefore, it's disingenuous that she's opening this chargeback and against the credit card terms and terms of service. So, and I know this because I've made videos on it, and I've been a person who's filed chargebacks, not because I just wanted to, but because that was my only recourse, and someone who's been a victim of someone trying to file a chargeback. And knock on particle board, I am, I think, 4-0 between all those. So I've won every one of those cases.
John's a documenter, so he will provide a book of pictures and documentation.
And it's not enough to just say, I'm going to charge back this. I'm going to file a chargeback. Well, you got to contact the credit card company, who will then ask you a series of questions, who will make sure that you're following the process like you're supposed to, and provide them documentation, because they don't want to look like a fool going to bat for you. And you're just trying to fraud someone out of their item. So it may not seem like that. Some of you may have lost cases and all that, but I can assure you the 2 different times that I've filed the chargeback with 2 different credit card companies, that's exactly how it went down. And they even send you an email to upload your documents and proof of, email communications or invoices and things like that. Picky Ricky says on UK labels, some labels do have my phone number. UPS do for sure. Victor says, hey guys, how you doing, Victor? Art says hello. We have Semperfi 1918 in the house. Emperor Emporium, etc. Jim says howdy do.
Howdy do.
Is it 80 do?
80 do.
Okay, that's a California commercial from years ago. Julie Powell says hello from West Texas. Thank you for all that. Both of you do. Well, thank you, Julie, for hanging out with us. It's we would just be two random people talking to ourselves if it wasn't for you guys.
We do that all day anyway.
Yeah, I mean, those would be some good videos, I think.
Those would be some epic.
Says because you think that she kind of brings, another side of me out, but when the camera's off, it's probably even at another level. So
it's amped up times 10.
Picky Ricky's on a mission to get the nice toys in my store. Won't rest until I'm caught up in what I want in there. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have that kind of a focus where you want to improve the quality of your items. The better items you can get in there, the more, of course, you're not only going to be the one feeling that way. There's going to be other people wanting your stuff too. Prosser says, how are you getting on with cleaning your shoes? Seems to take a while in your video.
That's just the video. It actually isn't as long as
right.
that.
I mean, the thing is, when you're trying to explain to someone, here's how I do it, you kind of take the time. And, as you saw in the video, I'm looking up, I'm talking to the camera, and then I get back to scrubbing some more. And it's really as simple as, you spray the foam on the bottom of the on the sole, and you're just going at it with little water. You're going at it and get a good lather. You get on the midsoles, and then you wipe it down, and then you get the other softer brush and you just hit the top if it needs it. And then you go right back in with a little bit of that goof off and hit your spots. And it doesn't take a whole lot of time. But, even when I was making that video about a faster, easier way to list, right? Listing on your phone. Well, I was doing a screen record and I was going through, and in my mind, I was saying, okay, if I go too fast, someone who's actually following along with me in their app, I'm going to lose them. And so you can't, when you're doing an instructional video, and this goes pretty much for most people who do an instructional video, that they're probably a lot faster than that. They're just going slower so that you can kind of keep up with the steps and they can explain their way through it. So it is a little bit faster process.
It's just like in school when a teacher teaches you to do X, Y, and Z, they explain X, Y, Z, and they, it seems really long, but then once you get the hang of it, it's totally fast. Now,
this thing, No One Design says the motorized shoe buffer works wonders from what I saw. I just thought you were going to in the shoe sneaker business. So I have it's
motorized shoe
it's
buffer?
The things we just sold. It's the attachments that go on your drill. It's the brushes. We actually sold a kit like that in our store, but I think we have an orange one.
No. We have what I use to clean the shower.
Okay.
It's just a handheld scrubber.
Well, let's get it out. Let's try it. Okay. So, I mean, the only thing I could think of it being a little bit faster is that, but, and we'll give that a shot. Maybe it'll save a lot of the, getting in there and scrubbing it by hand.
Bristle brushes.
Yeah. Kim Sharp says, new subscriber. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that.
Kim,
First live, been selling on eBay for 20 years, but always learning. Love playing your videos in the background while I'm listing. You're both so genuine, and I appreciate that. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It does no good to be phony on YouTube. I mean, really.
I wouldn't know how to be phony or fake. It's always written on my face.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm going to give you who I am. And I can tell you right now, there's probably about 10 thumbs downs on this video because there's people that won't like me. And you know what? That's good for them. I mean, I guess they like enough to keep watching the videos for some reason, but they make it a point to give me a thumb down, and that's fine. I'm not going to change me because of 10 people who just think I should be someone different. So
we've got almost 16,000 others that don't judge.
Yeah, I'm always trying to find ways to grow the channel, make the channel more appealing for resellers and that. But what I won't do is change who I am. It's I'm a reseller. I enjoy what I'm doing. I think you guys know that. If I get to 100,000, if that's ever possible, and I see 15,000, I didn't think that was ever possible. So you just never know. But I'm still going to be that guy who's really just trying to grow his eBay business, and I just do videos. And I've been doing a lot of videos lately too. So it is what it is. But thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Purple Cactus Sales, hello, just made it. Always enjoy your live shows. Thanks. That's why we do them. We get a lot of you guys. It's a community. It's our chance to kind of touch base with you guys and get off of our island, because even when we're doing the videos, it's like I'm still some guy talking to his camera, and that interaction, sometimes I learn a lot from just talking to you guys.
It's almost like, just even though we are still talking shop, it's a nice little breather that we can actually socialize, I guess. Technically this is socializing.
Yeah, of course it is.
Right?
Trina's fetal alcohol baby says, you two are such a cute couple. So glad to see you both on live. Are you a high school sweethearts?
No. We are not high school sweethearts.
We're workplace sweethearts.
We are workplace. We met at Amtrak, our previous employer, 13 years ago.
Oh,
12. 13.
More than that.
13. Well, we met more than that, but we've been together for 13.
We knew each other in the workplace for years before we met, that kind of thing. Or we kind of talked more than just being acquaintances, that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see here. Ed says, I'm just going to tell them that I can't and won't guarantee anything showing up before Christmas. Not my fault. You did your shipping at the worst time, shopping at the worst time. It's good to say, check the listing, and whatever the range of dates shows is
go for the furthest date.
Well, that's when it could arrive. It could arrive from this date and should arrive by this date. Unfortunately,
but I would never give them it's going to be there by Friday. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't want to do that. And then you're going to be the one.
You're going to be on the hook.
Yeah, you can be the one that promised it. Ping G, hi John and Jenna.
Hi.
How you doing? Semper Fi 1918. Didn't get a lot done this weekend, and I helped my grandmother move. There's a lot of grab to sell and stuff to keep. No need to get everything inventory hunting. So you're stocked pretty well. That's good. Shinville says, I love the videos. They have been a big help. Well, awesome. Thank you. And if you guys have suggestions for videos, I'll consider doing them. I just have to, I've had some suggestions on certain kind of videos, and I'm like, well, people want to see that because if there's only a handful of people that want to know something, I'd rather just help you. If you send me an email, if you want to know about something, I'm glad to help whenever I can. Tyler says, I got told I'm a cheap seller. Is that a bad thing? Well, it's not a bad thing. I mean, everyone has different business models, right. But if you're trying to move your stuff quickly, a quick flip, that kind of thing, there's people who do that, but you just got to be careful that you're underselling your items. And it's almost like the same problem that you'd have if you're selling your stuff for too much. I guess at least you're recouping your costs on the first option, whereas you're waiting for that unicorn buyer on the second option. Start off at the happy medium if you can. Look for, if I'm selling this item that sells for 30, trying to sell it for 20, yeah, you're going to sell it, but you're leaving a lot of meat on the bone, if that makes sense. Damon the Big Dog says, just saying hello, going to tune in from the TV, can't text from there. Well, thanks, Damon. I appreciate that. And yeah, the TV is a lot easier, but you can't really interact. It's more of a television show at that point.
That's okay.
Ed says, I got told that I'm on an expensive seller, yet my things keep getting sold for even higher prices on Posh. And you will find that on Posh.
Yeah.
What we do is generally we'll have a higher price point on Posh and we'll have a lower price point on eBay.
People are always trying to, some guy offered me, I had shoes up for $24 or something. And he offered me $5. I was like, don't insult me.
It's more to me about the churn than trying to get trying to get as much as you can from every item. So if you have an item, let's say a pair of shoes that sells for 50 on Posh, but the comps show 40 on eBay, right? What are you doing if you price both sites at 50?
Yeah.
Well, you're probably in line with your market because Posh is going to spend a little bit more on your items. That's just historically the way it's always been. So you're going to be in line with the Posh market, but you're going to be way out of line for the eBay market. So you're trying to look at it from, I just want to sell this. So I'm going to put the right kind of bait. So if you go fishing, I guess we're going to use this. So this lake, requires you to use like marshmallows, right? And you go fishing at this lake and it requires that you use cheese. Okay. And if you use cheese on this lake, you're never going to catch a fish. So you got to put the right stuff on your line when you're fishing. And it's the same thing with eBay. You got to, if it's $40, then price it at 40, hope it sells for 50 on Posh. But if it sells for 40, if you're into it for 10, you're going to make 20 something bucks. And then I'm assuming that you're adding shipping on top of whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
whenever I cross list from eBay to Posh for all those shoes and even clothing, I raise the prices up for the market of where Posh would be.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if push comes to shove, and I'm only into these shoes for like $2, maybe some of them $3, but the cost average is like around 2 something when it's all said and done. Someone came to me and said, "Look, I'm gonna give you $10 for every pair you have in that garage." I would be like, fine. You want to sell those for 20, 30, 40, $50 on your own. You want to 4X my money without any fees or any effort, then I'll grab it and I'll go look for the next flip. That's kind of the mentality you need to have. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to end up building a huge store. And well, there's nothing wrong with that. It just kind of complicates things. So if I could sell something for 30 rather than wait for 40, you'll do it. And another thing is a lot of us set best offer on our listings. Well, if we set $40 on a $30 item, right? Saying, okay, I've got all these discounts, I got a coupon, I got best offer. Well, you got to make your listing and appealing enough for them to even click on it, to even get to the best offer, because they see it's 40. They're like, no, forget it. I only want to pay 20 for this. So I'm going to move on. Maybe this guy over here is selling for 30. Will give it to me for 20. Right. And maybe you won't take 20, but at least you're getting that person to look at your listing, which is more than before. Because to me, it's just the churn. If I can make 2 to 3X my money and move on and get another pair or whatever, then that's what I'll do. Let's see. Picky Ricky says, I'm cheap too. Always a target for scammers is what I would say. Just use your best judgment on that. The Purple Fox, thanks for making it. Hope everyone is well. We're doing pretty good.
I'm freezing. I don't know about. I
this
know
sweater's
you're not.
hot.
He's wearing a sweatshirt that's like super comfy, and I'm over here freezing.
It is what it is. Processes, I'm starting to source and stockpile ahead of the time I need them, so that the seasons are coming. I'm listing in time for them. That's why I have those sandals, right? Digging through all those shoes. I'm not even touching the sandals to list them right now. I'll wait.
Sorry.
Here comes the earthquake.
Sorry.
Hold on. Ping G says, I haven't been scammed since 20 years ago when I first started selling. And that's due to, learning and, sniffing out people who are up to no good, that kind of thing. Tommy says, hey, Tommy, thanks for hanging out with us today. No need to share other people items. It does nothing on Poshmark.
I don't usually share others. I only share my own.
Yeah, but the software gives you the option.
The software I do have, it's on an automatic thing. It runs on its own all day, every day, where it will share like 5 people a day or something. Very minimal. But I don't do it on my own. I just had it set up in the Prime list. Yeah.
But you definitely need to be sharing your items. And we have 105,000 followers. I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Well, yeah, you're sharing your items, but he's saying you don't.
No, I know that. I know that. But I don't know the point in that. I've always wondered.
I share my daughter's. That's her. She has a closet on Poshmark too, and I'll share hers.
I've always wondered what that was all about. Maybe it's just the sense of community. Like, look, I'll share yours, you share mine. Maybe there's people that are following you that aren't following me.
Right.
So the mindset is, okay, we all kind of help each other out. We're driving our traffic to our stores. So if I can share others and they're into sharing mine, I'm opening my stuff on Posh to more than the 105,000 that's going to be going to their feed. Right. So I think that's kind of more the the idea rather than just gaming some algorithm. I think there's some real, there's something to say about, okay, you have 105,000 users who will randomly look at their Poshmark app and go, oh, that's cute. Something that pops up in their feed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had we not shared it, they wouldn't have seen it. Let's see. Ping G says, what kind of items do you sell electronics? We have some electronics. It's more right now. Shoes is what's going up. I've been putting a lot of the albums up. Those have been selling pretty decent. Just a lot of the stuff that I've had in my pallets, right, that are still in my store, they keep recycling. We have that going on. But other than that, we're just adding more stuff. Maybe we're going to be adding toys. We have some toys, but maybe we'll be adding a bunch of toys next week. Who knows? Electronics must be most of the time switching items and removing parts mainly. Tommy says, only need to share your items as often as possible to keep on top of search. Nothing else matters. Followers following none of it. Yeah, you're right. But again, I think it's
playing the game.
Yeah, it's playing the game and getting more people to maybe be willing to share your items to the people that aren't following you. Mm-hmm. James Helm says hello from West Palm Beach. Hey, James, thanks for hanging out with us.
3K.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Aurora 3K, hello, thanks for hanging out with us today. And Grailed is men's clothing. So, okay, that's good to know.
Oh.
And I probably, remember seeing that somewhere. But, I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. Picky Ricky says, this week I'm getting scammed on an Oxford Seiko word checker for 35 pounds. The buyer is doing a switcheroo on me. Item is no serial number. Well, hey, carefully compare it to your photos, that kind of thing. If you're convinced 100% that that's what's happened, then, utilize the tool and the refund tool and deduct 50% and just take photos and explain why you feel that way. Ping G says sales on Bonanza are for a few it says far or for
far.
My eyes are messed up. Far and few in between. It could have changed since I last used the platform. Picky Ricky says my store is moving heavy in the toy direction. A lot of scammers in that category. Yeah, kids are just too young to scam, right? And by the time they run it by their parents, it's just like
it's parents who are the problem.
Tyler's got to clean those shoes. Yes. Tommy says eBay and Posh both blew up this weekend. Yeah, I think so. I mean, people are still looking for good deals, and they're going to go to eBay and Poshmark to find that. But again, I'm just wondering. I've been selling used shoes, not the new cheapo shoes that we've been selling, but the used ones. It's like I'm sure that is pretty much personal stuff. Nobody gives used shoes for Christmas. At least I hope not. I hope not.
Some people do.
I hope not. What is the name? What did he say to pronounce? Okay, whatever. Mr. R, sorry to hear about Bonanza. I'm in toys and collectibles, and this year has been great for Bonanza. Sometimes I get that large electronic that sells there. I just want to see a sale. I mean I just want to see there's someone. I would like to see
something other than the same screen.
I almost feel like it's Shopify with no traffic.
I feel like nothing's happening.
Picky Ricky says my best-selling item is toy figurines. And Ed put his tree up in November. I think ours was up even before that.
Ours was up before that because remember I bought it at a yard sale and I didn't want to put it away, so I just put it up.
No One Designs. The sales are great. Buyers are still alive and well. This past weekend, I'm crazy good. Yes, I agree with that. Prosser says, how did it go with the garage full of items? Job lot did you go for them? She had a funeral. So I mentioned this on at the end of my last video.
He wasn't here.
No, not the live, but the video I put over the weekend. The cleaning video, I kind of mentioned it, but she had sent me a text at like 2 a.m. saying, there's a funeral that we have to go to out of town, and can we do it next weekend? And I'll have the shoes then too. So for me, it's like, you know what? I know she had mentioned that her sister couldn't bring the shoes over because we found out that her son's father had passed away. I'm assuming it's the same person. So look, that takes precedence over everything else. Forget the garage, forget the shoes, just take care of family. So I'm good with it. We'll know more after this weekend, and I'm certainly going to give you guys an update. So not a whole lot, but it's good because it gives me a chance to focus on other things in the garage and kind of maybe reorganize stuff to make room. Brian Leda says, hi, John and Jenna from Pittsburgh, PA, longtime follower from the beginning. Thank you for all the help information. I do remember you, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Thanks for hanging out with us. I have seen your comments before, so thanks for sticking with us. Yes, the law offices of flipping ain't easy, Esquire. Yes, we document everything, even shoes. And Biff Boffo says, AD-do.
That's right.
That's like a plumber. I remember that being a plumber.
Yes, it's a plumber.
But is he just in California or is he out?
No,
I don't know. Michelle Williams says, John and Jenna, so excited to follow you all. I appreciate the honest, a new reseller here from Texas. Yeah,
Hi,
Michelle, thanks for hanging out with us. Just keep, it might seem tough at the beginning. Just keep the grind going. It gets better. You don't clean the insides where the actual feet go? No, I haven't done that. It's used. They're used, right? I guess I should probably spray some like Lysol.
Yes, I do. I haven't. When
I'll
I
be
was
honest.
doing it a lot in the beginning, I was doing the insides.
Now I will say this: if I see like something in there, like lint or hair or whatever, I'll go in and clean that.
Dog hair.
How does dog hair get in? Someone
like people just have animals.
Yeah, but how does the hair get inside your shoe?
It just does.
But it's not just one hair.
Dog hair and cat hair get
but it's not just one hair though. It's like the dog was like
laying in the shoe.
Oh jeez.
Ask my mom. My mom has cat hair.
Oh jeez. That's why we don't have cats. Come on, Tommy. When you have cleaned your MWT shoes and the inside, new tags on the inside. Picky Ricky says my sneakers go on a Lucra warm wash. I know you meant lukewarm. And then Alice Gamer says that's why I watch. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. Picky Ricky, shoes get polished for pictures. And Tommy says the only thing that cleans shoes aside from Gugon is RPM. Just needs soapy water, nothing fancy, spotless.
I don't agree.
There's a lot. We've tried a lot of different things.
I have done a lot of different concoctions, and because some of these shoes are very, very bad, and I've had to put a lot of elbow grease into them, and sometimes the Gugon will work, and sometimes it will not. And there's times where I've actually soaked them in the sink in warm water with Dawn dish soap, and it works perfectly fine.
Then you just got to dry them out and all that.
And then you just let them dry for a few days.
The Purple Fox says, haters always hate. Don't let them get in your head. Life is too short. Focus on the positive. Your channel is awesome. Something for everyone. Always learning, always sharing. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's comments like that kind of just reinforce the fact that you just got to keep, just keep grinding. YouTube is a grind just like eBay is, and you're never going to make everyone happy. There's people that are true to the channel that may not like everything I put out, but they're still here. So I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Trina says, and Silly Me, you mentioned before that you both work for Amtrak. Congrats on all your years together. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's definitely a grind as well, right?
Always.
Carla says, hello guys. I appreciate your how to video tutorials. Pictures are always a challenge for me. Can you share what type of lights you guys use when taking pictures? Thank you so much. Well, you can go in, you should be able to go into the comments down below, and there should be an Amazon link that'll show you the stuff that we bought. And I mean, they give you like what, a nickel if someone buys something. It's really not a whole lot. So I mean, whether you buy something through that link, but it'll give you an idea as to what
give you an idea of what we do or what we use to.
Yeah, they're just basic LCD panel lights. I think the brand is Neweer, Neweer, Newer, however they pronounce it. And it's just a couple lights that are on a tall tripod stand that you can adjust, that you can actually add a battery pack to if you want. I've never used the battery pack with these, and they work good. You can adjust the amount of yellow and the blue in the light, and it works fairly well. And then I'll either use a photo room tool to remove the background, or I've been working with, like on a lot of these records I've been listing, I'll just list them with just the photo, and then I'll go in after the fact and do that little technique where I'm adjusting the brightness to 20 and really taking a lot of that gray hue out of the photo. And I have adjusted my my settings on the phone to an exposure of +1, and that helps a little bit too. But anything more, I think I'm just kind of maybe washing out the photo, and I don't want to do that.
And they seem to be the best lights that we've used so far. We've gone through a lot of lights throughout the last few years, and these ones have lasted the longest, and we like them the most.
And Trina's Fetal Alcohol Baby says, hopefully they finally get that Amtrak line to Vegas that they're proposed. I've loved taking the train.
Yes.
Never will happen.
It is.
Mark
actually.
my word. It'll never happen. We've been talking about this for 20 plus years.
They're breaking ground next year.
Well, let's see it happen. Because they'll always find a tortoise. They'll always find a fish in the middle of the desert that'll die if they start digging, right? Mm-hmm. So that, in my opinion, will never happen. And if it does happen and they open the Las Vegas station at the Union Plaza, I may just go back for 4 years and go get my time in so I can retire at 60 and not 67. So that is
I just read about it.
I read about it too.
To break ground next.
Look,
next
I was
year.
following it when it was talking about the X train. Xtrain.com.
Yeah, but those they got shut down.
They were going to put a casino on the train. They're going to have all this fancy stuff. They had it all laid out. They had it all worked out. They had a website. They were even about to sell tickets and excursions. And that was 10 years ago, and it never happened. So, I hope it happens, but from my experience, I don't expect it. Lilac Seller. Hey, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Lilac Seller.
Seller, like a seller in a house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a seller of eBay, but a seller. Yeah. Chicago Sellout. Hi, John and Jenna. Random, but I swear I saw your doppelgangers at Winco earlier. Had to do a double take. What, today? We weren't at Winco today, but are you talking about the Winco on Decatur?
Oh, wait, no. Is he saying doppelganger? Who's the doppelgangers?
Maybe someone that looks like us? I don't know.
Do you mean our children? Such as...
No.
Where are you at? Are you in Chicago?
No, he's sold out.
He's
not in Chicago anymore. Yeah, let us know. I'm curious about that. Trina says, "Pay no mind to the know-it-alls, Ed, and keep up the great work." Yeah, keep up the great work. I mean, who I just have my opinion. Sometimes I gotta just realize we all have different situations. Been getting lots of low ball offers, but then they sell via other buyers. So I love the extra attention those scam vendors bring to my store. Yeah, and I'll entertain maybe. I even get low ball offers like on Mercari though. That happened, not Mercari, but on Poshmark. So it is what it is. What the hell kind of take are you fishing? Lake are you fishing in that you have to use marshmallows? Hey, there's some like the little kiddie pond at the park. You never fished at the kiddie pond at the park? Let's see.
He is in Vegas. Okay.
He is in Vegas?
He's on the east side. No, we don't go to the east side.
Well, I've been to that one.
On the east side of Vegas.
No, not on the east side. No, I've been to the one over
we don't go to the east
by
side.
Summerlin. That's off of Buffalo, I think. But anyway, none of you guys know.
Scary.
Blithering Rando says, so do you slow down sourcing after the holidays because of sales slowdown, or do you get cheap product for the next busy season? This is my first fourth quarter. I'm trying to regulate my intake output. I look for deals. I'm always looking for deals. Like I'm still looking at liquidation. But the problem is you're still not getting, at least in my opinion, I'm still not getting the some of the Amazon lots that I'm used to. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I'm almost kind of in my mind about to just declare liquidation as being dead. And I say that meaning that doesn't mean you can't get liquidation. You can certainly get liquidation, but it went from great in 2019 to still pretty good, but not as good in 2020 to like what the hell's happening here in 2021? And then in 2022, it's just been crap. And it's getting worse. It is. And I think I attribute a lot of that to bin stores, and a lot of that to the greedy middleman who's in there grabbing stuff of value instead of allowing it to continue on to, to the liquidation lots. So, I'm thankful for many of you that have said, hey, try, reaching out. It would be really sad for me if I didn't have yard sales right now. The last 6 months of yard sales have been just a game changer for me. So that's how bad liquidation has been. It doesn't mean I'm not going to buy liquidation. It's something I'm certainly looking at.
It just means they're on pause right now until they can get their act together.
I don't know if they ever will, but I'm still looking. I'm still looking for deals. Noah Design 2, Bolo tip, grab anything William Murray, even t-shirts, is selling for 25 to 35. Sold several dozen Bill Murray items within 2 weeks, and I can't keep up with the demands. Bill Murray, not Will. Everyone knows him as William Murray. It's Bill Murray. It's the comedian. Kingpin. Kingpin and Caddyshack and all the.
That's weird. Why is he
he's still alive
right now?
He's still alive, I think. Tommy says it's just to keep you on platform. Sharing others does nothing. Sharing our own keeps on top of search. Bill Murray sells great. Bill Murray, the actor. Yep. Bill Murray from Ghostbusters, Saturday Night Live. Bill Murray has a special place in my Chicago heart. I like Bill Murray. He's in one of my favorite movies, Kingpin. Have you ever watched that? It's a bowling movie.
Yeah.
His clothing line is not labeled Bill Murray. It is labeled William Murray. That's interesting.
I didn't know he had a clothing line.
It's probably like weird designs and stuff, knowing Bill Murray. I wanted to sell Ghostbusters figures, but they seem to not sell that well. I wanted to sell Goza. What's Goza? I made a killing on his items, and I mean killing. And I don't know him as William either. Ghostbuster is not Bill Murray unless his face is the only one on it or it's direct line to him. But he was in that movie. Not everyone, but a lot of people know him from that movie. My favorite Bill Murray film was Stripes. Couldn't watch it enough. And G4 still sells great for me as well. Peter Millar owns them. Interesting. Okay. No one designs this example. Caddyshack. It is a movie that is directly in line with Bill Murray. You mentioned Caddyshack and Bill Murray pops in your head. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Death Mog 91. It was hard to sell on when you first started out. Yeah. Ghostbuster figures are cheaper on eBay than they are at the wholesaler because they don't sell. Maybe that's more of a whatnot type of item, to sell it to hardcore collectors for a couple bucks here and there if you can't move it. Piggy Ricky says only one buyer tried to scam me on Clubber long figure international sale. I told him to jog on in reality. Wow. Aurora 3K, a sorting center got overcrowded. Now 10 to 15 of my orders are running late. Better late sales than no sales, I guess. Hopefully buyers understand. Yeah, and you know what? I think communication.
We also don't want to be in that position that USPS put us in. What was that, 2020?
I've been in that position recently. Not that position, but a position where, let's say on eBay, one of my UPS items, because I've been just taking the UPS items in, and they told me, there's no one else there. I said, okay, I'm going to drop these off, and I don't need a receipt because I know you're going to scan them, right? Sure thing. Well, I had an item that came back where there's no activity, not even a scan on this UPS package. They opened a case, and I had to give them their money back.
When was it?
That was like a week ago. It wasn't like a $20 item, but it was like, really, it was more of an irritant than anything else. So, you ever see the amount of pet hair in shoes? Yeah, I have. And it's like you take that tape and you just make your own little, lint remover tool and just wrap it around your finger and just go in there and get it all up. So yeah, I do clean the shoes.
There was so much hair in one pair of shoes that I just said, forget it.
Yeah.
And I threw them away because there was so much. I literally could not get any. The tape only did so much. The hairs were like in detail, like woven
Yeah.
into the shoes.
You're like trying to pull them out.
Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
I don't mind gross. You know,
Well,
you're talking
we
about
know.
wax cake.
I know.
You like wax cake.
Oh, God.
We won't talk about wax
Please
cake anymore.
don't.
All right. Will you be doing a stream Friday, John? Yes, I will be doing a stream Friday. Not the following. I think we're going to be out of town on that one. But this Friday for sure. Alice, the gamer 206 says, how do you work and live together without wringing each other's necks?
The great thing was that we worked in different departments, in different roles.
Yeah.
And even different parts of the building at times. The last couple of years, he came into my quad and was working in my quad for the last.
I don't know what a quad is.
We were in quads. We had
one big building that had four
quads.
Yeah, 4 quads.
And I was in one of the quads for 10 years, and he ended up coming over into my quad running a different department in that same quad. And so
yeah, I ran the group department.
When we were at work was work, and we didn't really, I mean, I don't even think we really even.
She's never had to, of course, the way they worked that out. She never answered to me at all in any way, shape, or form. So it's just, I just knew she was at work, and I had things going on. So, but it's more working here at home. It's, we just deal with work like any other issue. I mean, we may not agree on stuff, but
I just tell him to leave the room, get out, go. I don't want to hear you no more. But he still keeps talking.
Yeah. No One Designed 2 says, John buys Jenna shoes. It's called a bribe. Well, she'll steal the shoes. She just stole a pair of shoes from the pile.
It's not stealing because it's in my house. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Fish in a desert, Pixar didn't happen. I swear to you, they will swear that there's some kind of a native.
It's not fish. It's tortoise.
Oh, they'll find a fish, I tell you, and they'll say
tortoise.
that they can't dig there because it might kill somebody. I don't know. Jackie says hi. Thanks, Jackie, for hanging out with us.
Hi, Jackie.
Chicago sellout. I'm in Vegas. I definitely sold out. Haha, but it was the Wincos on the east side. You had read that, but we don't really go there.
We don't go to the east side.
Nellis Boulevard hype.
At least I don't.
I did the yard sale thing about a month ago. I went over on the east side and went down. Maybe it was Nellis. Went all the way Craig to Nellis, and then down to about halfway between here and like the Henderson.
Nellis Boulevard hype is real.
That's Boulder City, Boulder Highway, yeah, kind of thing.
You won't catch me over there.
Picky Ricky says the thrifting is a good after Christmas. In my short experience, I reckon people like a clear out old for new. Yeah, and people are trying to pay for their credit cards too. So, oh geez, Art is in the house. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Art of Resale. This guy is like the next coming of Harry Tornado. We always talk about Art.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the guy that
he's the one we see occasionally when we were going.
Yep, I've run into him about 2 or 3 yard sales now out in the area, and I just haven't been able to get out to yard sales locally. But hey, man, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wait, and didn't he open up a thrift store?
No.
Was that him?
No.
Are you sure?
That's not Art. No, that's not Art. I see his videos all the time on Instagram. He's grinding for real.
Yeah.
And Art, want to have you on the channel, man. I know it's 3:00, Mondays and Fridays, but hopefully you can make it.
We could always do an extra one.
Yeah, we can do something. Just let me know. Hit me up on IG. But thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I wasn't trying to insult him.
Hold on. Insult who?
He said, "Oof, what an insult to poor Art." I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to make sure I was putting the right face with the right person.
Okay, let's see if I get caught back up. But thanks, Art. I appreciate you watching and hanging out with us
Thanks,
today.
Art.
Let's see if I can catch up to
Oh,
where I
it was
was.
the hairy tornado.
Okay, hit the like button, guys, or John will sell out Chicago and bury a fish in the desert. I swear they're going to find something out there. They're not going to build that thing. Good day, Mike. Haha. Thanks for all you both do. Have a fantastic Christmas. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you. Thanks for commenting. You know, we have 106 people watching, so thank you guys for that. Even if you've never commented before, just come by and say hi. Just comment or ask a question if you have one. Chicago sellout. That's the fish that would get in the way of this Amtrak train being built. We couldn't disturb such a treasure. You know, there's always an excuse. You know, California is probably going to be the ones that put a nix to it for some reason. I've watched it too many times, get hyped up, and it never happens. That whole train thing.
Well, a private company is paying for it.
A private company was paying for it before. I'm telling you.
I seem to think that it's a little more promising than those ones before.
Well, then if that's the case, then I'll say I was wrong, but I'm promising you that it's not going to happen. Mr. Orange says, advice if possible. Just sold a used kitchen on eBay in which the photos were prior to it being removed and descriptions were used kitchen and the amount of units and their size. Used kitchen, like the refrigerator, the sink, and everything. The buyer has just sent a message saying it wasn't as described and wants me to refund and pay for collection of the kitchen. Where do I stand? Wow. Well, here's the deal. You can have no returns on an eBay listing, and it means absolutely nothing if the buyer opens a item not as described. You're going to be in a spot there where you're going to have to pay to get that stuff back or give them a refund. And, which is a lot of times these people know, like the larger items and the more expensive shipping items, that you're not going to be interested in getting that back and paying for the return of getting that back. So I think you either A, are getting played. They're using eBay's system against you, knowing that you don't want to pay. But you're going to have to play the game, and I would call their bluff. And if that means you have to pay money to get it back, then unfortunately,
I would ask for pictures for
get it back. And if the thing is, there's many folks that sell on eBay, and I'm not one of them.
Says a whole kitchen.
Yeah, but there's a lot of folks on there that if there's nothing wrong with it, and you pay all that money out to ship it and get it back, I ain't refunding the original shipping cost, and I am going to give you a refund minus the cost of the amount that it cost me to ship it back, and just let them take it up with eBay. And yeah, I was wondering, a whole kitchen. That is, and how in the
he arranged a courier to collect.
Well, all the units he arranged a courier to collect. So he's going to make you collect those items. And I would say if there's nothing wrong with the items, use that refund tool. But again, he's going to go back to his credit card company, file a chargeback for that. It's probably a huge number we're talking about. And it's going to get kind of nasty. So good luck to you. This is one of those things, like Flea Market Flipper. I don't know if you guys know him, Rob and Melissa on Instagram. If you watch their Instagram feeds, they sell like huge things and they ship them freight across the country, and they love it, right? But it's always in the back of my mind, something large like that maybe won't function the way they're hoping, this, that, and other thing. And now you're on the hook for return freight, which is very expensive. Let's see. Jackie wants to know, is that a new chair?
No, this is just a borrowed chair. I borrowed my son's gaming chair.
He doesn't use it.
He doesn't use it.
James says, I was working in Woodstock, Illinois when they were filming Groundhog Day. I would walk down to the village square and see Bill Murray and Harold Ramis chatting. I'd love to meet Bill Murray. Cool. He's a nut, though. Let's see. Mr. Orange says it was listed as no returns, and yes, he has opened.
Seller.
Huh?
Sorry.
Okay. I'm a private seller.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was listed and no returns. And yes, he has opened a case as INAD. Yeah, you're stuck. You can't ignore it because then he'll get his money back for everything. And he'll have all those units. So you don't want that.
Wow.
Let's see who we got here. You haven't lived if you've never stayed at the Royal Sportsman on Boulder and Nellis. Wow.
She said kidding.
I mean, I've driven down Boulder, so we've gone sightseeing there.
No, we just drive through.
You see the wildlife.
We don't stop.
We enjoy the wildlife. And it's like, wow. Sometimes you'll be driving down, you're sitting at a stop sign or a stoplight, and you'll see something just special to the right or left, and we'll just look at each other and go, wow. And then we lock our doors.
Well, we make sure the doors are already locked.
Yeah. James says, I did have breakfast every morning at the same diner in the movie. Okay.
Cool.
Where?
He says he had breakfast at the diner that's in the movie.
Oh, in the movie. Okay. I'm like, I don't know which diner that was. Okay. Trade with Cade. Hi, when you put things on sale, do you also keep best offers on as well? Yes, I do. I'm going to start changing my strategy a little bit. And I know that, it's one of those things where you want to be really aggressive to get the sales, high competition, you want to enable this, that, and other thing. But I really want to get back to what I used to do. And that was, I don't initially set up best offer with the initial launch of the listing. I have my coupon. I have my markdown sale that I have in place that I will every 30 days, I'll add, start a new sale. Of course, the existing items get added, all that stuff. But the initial listing will only happen to have the coupon associated with it, but no best offer. And then after 30 days, so I put it at, I think the price should sell at, and then I keep in mind there's like a 10% coupon I have out. And then my hope is that within 30 days, that item will sell. And, I utilize the comps and current competition as to where to price it. If in 30 days it doesn't sell, that means I need to then add all I can to get it sold. I need to lower the price a little bit. I need to add best offer. I need to include that in my markdown sale. And that's kind of going to be my process going forward. And I don't know. I just want to go back to that. I don't want to just put everything, throw everything at it, markdown sale, coupon, all those things at right when I launch it. I just think I'm leaving some money on the table. Anytime Picker says next Harry Tornado is Chris from Daily Refinement. I don't know how to take that because I don't know if he'll ever get to sell on eBay again. I know he's kind of quasi like begging eBay through and being really nice to eBay in hopes that they'll let him back on. I mean, I wish the guy the best, but I don't know if he'll ever be able to. I mean, at what point how far can you go from selling eBay and still make eBay content? How many, is it a year? Is it 2 years? After 5 years, can you really say,
how can you still talk about it when you aren't even allowed to sell on the platform?
I wish the guy luck and all, but I think, you're looking, the guy
it's time to find a new gig.
If you check out the Art of Resell, that dude he has really some great editing skills. I absolutely love the guy's videos. The guy is on point. And if I could edit my videos and put videos together that's half as entertaining, then I'll be very, very happy. That guy he knows his stuff. So shout out to Art on that one. We got to go yard selling sometime for sure. Calling him the next Harry Tornado.
Who insulted
No. I'm not saying he's going to be look, Josh Harry Tornado is a nice guy. Okay. And I'm not talking about he's going to be he's not going to be buying something at a yard sale and trying to take it back to TJ Maxx for a refund because it has a sticker on it, which is something Harry Tornado did. Yeah. So I'm not saying that he's going to be the next Harry Tornado in that sense. I'm saying his channel is going to blow up like Harry Tornado, because I was looking at it. Harry Tornado only had like 25,000 subs 2 years ago, and he has now 300,000. So I'm just
why?
Because his channel blew up.
I don't watch any of those.
Channel blew up.
I stopped watching the one that you guys just talked about,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
If you
don't-
look at,
I
you
don't
know,
really
it's
watch any
when
of
you're
those.
looking at a video, an eBay YouTube video, it's about people want to see like bolos, right? They want to see, what are you buying? I mean, I just don't do a whole lot of
I
that,
watch
but
art on Instagram.
yeah,
Yeah.
they want to see what you're buying. They want to see what you're able to sell it for. They want to learn something that they can apply to what they're doing. So maybe it's, oh, I need to start buying these at yard sales, or maybe I need to do this differently in my business, right? But if you're just playing, and this is the hardest thing I have watching some of these channels, it's really, I want to make a show, and we're going to call it eBay Bingo. And we're going to do it one time, and Archie's going to be here, you're going to be here, and we're going to be labeling every item like B1, B2, B3, and we're gonna have bingo cards put out to the viewers, and maybe as I'm picking items, and I'm gonna announce, okay, I got this DVD, and it's gonna be B10, and someone's gonna mark their card right on the video, and then if someone hits a bingo, they're gonna put it in the comments or whatever, and they're gonna win a prize. Because that's kind of what that is when you're watching those videos. I call it eBay bingo without the bingo numbers. People are going to pick this item. Oh, I got this 5 years ago at an auction. And how can you sit there and watch that? I mean, to me, I just can't watch. I cannot watch those videos where people are just going and they're dredging stuff from, a rack that they haven't seen in 5 years. And, like, oh, I just bought this. And they promise to tell you something in the title, and they kind of bury it in, like with the picking. I don't know. I can't be that guy. I'm just venting.
I guess I'd have to see the videos.
You get a lot of that on Shed Flips and some other channels that, they're having a conversation with you while they do the work. And it's hard to follow. It's just hard to follow. Art has knowledge, just limited time. Yeah, but he does good with his time. He makes some pretty good videos. The Monster Loon, I used to live in a place with a lot of oil production. The government would invent a new endangered species every year. Yeah. And they'll find a fossil.
Always.
They'll find some crazy fossil that they can't dig, and it's going to ruin the whole thing.
You'd be surprised. People actually, those activists come out and stand on the places where they would build the tracks. And it's crazy.
Janet just got the notification for the live stream like an hour in. Wow, that's horrible.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that. Just know you don't need the notification. Mondays and Fridays. Well, in your case, Eastern time, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're gonna be here most Fridays.
Yeah. With the exception of the 23rd.
At least Harry Tornado buys shoes without hair. He provides his own. So, guys, yeah. I don't know if you know who Harry Tornado is. Okay.
I don't watch him.
His name is Josh.
I know his name, but I don't.
His name is Josh. Okay. His name is not Harry.
Oh.
Nature made in Utah. It's UPS better to use instead of USPS for anything over first class. Anything over 2 pounds is, for me, UPS is the go-to, unless it's really local. If it's, if you're shipping to New Mexico, Colorado, or Nevada, for you, it's probably going to be about the same USPS over 2 pounds. But anything outside that area is going to be more expensive.
Is that the guy that came to our house in the yard sale?
Nope. That's Michael. Oh. Anytime Picker says nature made in Utah depends on weight and distance. Yes, I definitely 100%. But just don't always think that you're going to, okay, this is going to be a USPS package, because it might be cheaper for you to box it up in a way where you can ship it ground and save like $2 or $3, $4, $5.
And check pirate ship too.
Yeah. No one designed too. I'm not a CPA, but they're asking a tax question. Yeah. Can I identify as a Native American and not pay taxes the way identity politics are going these days? Might be able to pull it off. My account buddy thinks I'm an idiot. Wow. Well, let's see you try. I'd like to see you be the test case. So go ahead and try and then report back to me.
Because if that's the case,
yes,
I think we might be on to something.
Kim says 3 sales since hitting the like button. You're all good. Yeah, I didn't tell you guys. If you hit the like button, you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours.
Woo-woo!
That's just not for me. It's just going to have the karma. So hit that like button, guys.
Good things happen to those who spread thumbs ups.
Everyone needs to learn how to run their inventory system, or until everyone learns how to run their inventory system. Daily Refinement has to keep talking about eBay or no one will sign up for the $34.95 Patreon. You know, I don't know. It's like you listen to some of those. I'll even put that on, like when I'm working, to like listen to some, not really
And
listen
I'll
to Chris.
leave.
It's listening to the other people talk and ask questions and stuff. And it's usually kind of the same message. It's like it's like the same message repackaged into a different headline or something. And, again, I have no problem with Chris. I think he's going to do what he's got to do to, make it work without eBay. But anytime any YouTuber will charge someone for a program or a video or an extra insight or whatever, it tells me, well, then you're not giving your audience, your core audience, like everything. You're holding back, right? So yeah, that bothers me. It bothers me to the core, actually.
Yep. That's why this channel was born.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't believe that. I mean, some of these people saying, send me, I think there was one channel that had like a video, series of videos. They're charging like hundreds of dollars for it. I'm like, no, that's just wrong. You too can have 300,000 for
249.99.
Yeah. But
No.
I think there's more to it than that. I think he's making a pretty good chunk of change with this 300,000. I don't think a lot of those are bots. You see the fake Amazon guru get sued by the FTC for $52 million for giving bad info out. I'm hoping it comes to YouTube and eBay ASAP and take out the frauds. But I don't necessarily like that because...
Wait, the Amazon, is that the dropshipper guy?
No, I haven't seen that, but I mean, it's definitely possible. There's a lot of, for every eBay channel, there's like even more Amazon channels on YouTube. And wow, that's kind of scary because, like I'll tell you guys all the time, I don't always have the answer. I'll try to give you an honest answer and try to give you good information. But if I'm wrong, I don't want anyone to come back and sue me for it. That's just, so, I mean, I need to give a disclaimer. I'm not a CPA. I'm not really a good seller, but I'll give you this information. Maybe I need to start doing that. I'm not all that great on eBay, but, let me just, that way you don't, if you do it, or the advice I'm going to give you is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
And
we should have a flashing disclaimer.
Yeah. Don't sue me, please. Blithering Rando, with Daily Refinement videos, you have to really parse through the information because a lot of it is tailored to this kind of business and business style. Right. It's like, oh, crap, I forgot to figure how long it's going to take me to go to the bathroom. I said crap in that same sentence. So that's kind of funny. But okay, so I just threw off my day because I have to go sit down on the toilet for 5 minutes. Oh, geez. Okay, what if I get hungry? What if I get thirsty? What if someone comes to the door? So it's like, I can't, look, we all need to be a little bit better in how we run our business, a little bit more thorough. I think all of us, if we're being honest with ourselves, can do better. But in all honesty, come on now. I mean, to put yourself on that kind of a timetable, just find a process that works good for you and is efficient. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat on eBay, and just go with it. But to put yourself on that kind of that's why a lot of us have gone away from working a 9-to-5, right? It's just, for some, I guess you need it. But for me, I ain't doing anything like that. I'm going to do the best that I can, but I'm not going to follow a strict schedule. Let's see. Prosser says, I changed my shipping to the UPS service. Well, I had it on there until I got rid of his message is still there. Okay. So he switched to UPS service. No, I just clicked down by accident. And that's the thing. UPS is going to give you a better rate if it's over 3 pounds, in my opinion. And I'm able to ship my items the way I want to with my poly bags and all that, and they've never given me a problem. The Monster Loon says, I rather like the shed flips Commonwealth type channels. I'm jealous of the guys that have their fancy sheds for reselling. And look, I'll watch those guys, but if they start just, okay, let's go over here and let's pick something out of the drawer, and I got this 3 months ago, I don't get anything out of that. And there's a lot of channels out there that I can learn from. I just can't learn from, because I'll probably never see that item again. And do I want to try to sell it for $20 if I do? I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Monchaloon, hit the like button with both my accounts. No sales yet. Well, within 24 hours, you're going to get one. I promise. Ping G, that is what I hear about the regional boxes. I will be sad if it really happens. As I use the boxes to do a lot of shipping from California. I know they're doing away with a lot of those boxes, the regional and the different ones. I just have the 15 by 8 by 6 shoe box that is kind of designated as a shoe box, even though just a mailing box. And I use that for a lot of my shoes, and maybe the flat rate padded envelope. I love those. But other than that, I've never used a regional box. I have 23 hours and 58 minutes left. Yes. And if you don't get a sale in the next 24 hours, you get a money back guarantee. I'll give you your money back. I promise. If it flips, it ships. 101. UPS is only good for huge packages. Seem like USPS has come down to their prices recently. Yeah, of the 9th, they did lower the prices a little bit. That's what we opened the show with there. Tommy says he was selling memberships, courses. That's why the suit, that Amazon person. Yeah, I just to even sell a course, I just don't know how you can sleep at night. That's just me. I mean, you get paid on YouTube, right? That's why a lot of us YouTubers get a bad rap, because it's just sometimes we come off as being greedy. We make a YouTube video, and then the focus of that video turns into an opportunity to sell something. Look, I have sponsorships on this channel. I don't reach out to any company. They reach out to me. I had a company offer me $3,000 to sponsor their stuff on my channel. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is not a fit for my channel. I could sell out the channel like that, but I'm not. If it's something that I think you guys can use, like there's a lot of you that could benefit from like a Prime Lister, also wholesale. I did a video for them because, and there should be a link in the description down below for them too. If you're looking to source, someone's in BFE and they can't find anything this kind of time of year because it's just snow on the ground, you can go to a site like Wholesale and check out lots like death piles that people have on there. And maybe it's something that you want to mess with, right? So these are all things that I've agreed to for the channel and made a few bucks on. Not a whole lot, by the way. Really not a whole lot. And I've done it.
He undervalues his.
I mean, I've been told that from other people, other with channels, but it's never been about that. It's just been about does it a fit for the channel? And
told him next time I'm going to negotiate the amount.
Yeah, but it's not I'm not trying to make YouTube into a get rich quick scheme at all. Prosser says, I'm in UK. UPS is only like a couple pounds more than standard mail parcel, but better service and next day service in most cases. And, for me, it's I go into the UPS store out here and there's hardly anyone like in line, which is another reason why I'm kind of kicking myself about not getting it scanned, because I just assumed that they were going to scan it. But I'm going to hold these guys their feet to the fire. Maybe they forgot to scan my package. I don't know what happened. Or maybe someone just snagged it off the counter. But that won't be happening again. Tommy says, because they're only good for your region, Todd, people don't know how to use them. Cubic and UPS always beats it. Yeah, I just never saw benefit in those regional priority boxes myself. The Silver Hair Stacker says, but fully 40% of my shipping saves with regional. It just depends. I don't know your situation. I would think the best place to be in the country, if you're selling on any platform, is in the middle of the country. That way you're not shipping to like east, like 3,000 miles each way. Like someone's on the East Coast or shipping to California, they dread it.
Yeah, because for a while there, we were shipping to Florida, to New York. Like it was like multiple packages every day.
Yeah.
And it got to be a lot.
Yeah. And I'm always saying, of course, this is going to be going to Florida. Why wouldn't it go to Florida? It's like the 12-pound box, right? So, I just never use the regional boxes because it never seemed to be a savings to me. Yeah. Wants to know how much is the shoe box to ship? Well, the 15 by 8 by 6 box that eBay provides, and I'm going to actually look into changing my price structure. I had it at $9.99, and knowing that's more of a hybrid policy where the buyer is paying the majority of the shipping, I'm going to supplement the rest. But I know that if it's an item that's over 3 pounds, I'm going to be stuck shipping at USPS priority using that box. And in some cases, it's like $15, $16 if you're shipping it across country. So I got to take it out of that box and put it in a different box, or ship it a different way just so it can conform to UPS and save me some money. But that box will be anywhere between like $9 to like 15, $16 to ship it. A lot of it depends on the weight. I've noticed that USPS is a little bit more sensitive to the weight than the dimensions sometimes. Whereas if you like UPS ground is more sensitive to the dimensions than the weight, if that makes sense. Ping G says, I use the RRA boxes when shipping to East Coast, which is zone 8, and costs money when shipping from the West Coast. Yes, that's when I look at UPS ground instead. Chicago says, you heard it here straight from the Please Don't Sue Me channel. Sales on your money back. Free 99 cents refunds. Haha. You're quietly hilarious. Well, here's the thing. We used to feed people at Amtrak at the old job. And we'd feed them. And of course, management, we'd have to sit there and serve the employees, which is cool. But then they'd be like, I don't know. They'd complain about the free food. And it's they'd start complaining about the free food. And I'd tell them, I'd say, these meals come with a money back guarantee. Your satisfaction, or we're going to give you your money back. Of course, they paid nothing for it. So, I mean, I think it shut some of these people up who are complaining, right? It's like, it's a nice way of saying, it
Shut up.
Yeah, it's free. It didn't cost you nothing.
Complaining.
Let's see. You can give advice, but teaching is completely different. Yeah, I agree with that. You will not see a video series for me, that's for sure. Tommy says, same he did on Poshmark, the FFA, Waffle House membership, Kmart Blue Zone, banned from all. Let's see. Could have been all of his feedback left was to join his YouTube or all the private sales. Trisha Garna says, hello from Michigan. Thanks for all you do. I'm a new eBay seller. I only sell it as a hobby. Maybe I sell a couple things a month. My question, does eBay penalize for not actively listing? Not necessarily penalize. It just, you're trying to find ways to boost your appearance in search. So if you're not as active, that doesn't mean you can't sell your item, but you better have a good price. You better have a good listing, good photos and things like that. And you better have a more of an in-demand item, I think. The Monster Loon, I'm in Texas. I can ship to both coasts about the same price. New England gets expensive though.
See, that's why I want to move to Texas.
Yeah, we're here. If most of these platforms will lose their one-way policy when Elon gets a hold of them, we'll see. I don't know how that's going to shake out. Let's see if I can find another question here. Tracy M. Suave, is that right? Mercari prohibits shipping to from Alaska and Hawaii using UPS and FedEx. Have you heard of this? No, I haven't heard of it, but it may. The thing is, though, if you set up the shipping when you're setting up your listing on Mercari. So if you have it set up.
The next comment, they told me it was a
reliability issue. A reliability issue. What the F? I've never seen that because, again, someone buys your item on Mercari. Look, they make you an offer. They are a registered user within the United States, and you have it set up for UPS ground, and they buy it. They're paying for a UPS ground label. So I don't know if that's actually good information. Now, if they're in Puerto Rico, I don't even know if they're going to be registered for that. I don't know if someone in Puerto Rico can be registered for that because half the items are going to be shipped by UPS ground anyway, and there's no UPS ground to Puerto Rico. So never take advice from a shoe salesman.
Never.
Even a shoe. That's like half the sellers, though. Like half the YouTube channels, someone sold a shoe at some point. And speaking of a shoe, I decided to look up, and just for giggle's sake, because I don't want to cuss on this channel. But if you go shoe amputee, maybe single shoe amputee, yeah, and just type that in, because I have a lot of singles that I haven't found. If you watch that video, I still have a bunch of those shoes that maybe they're in that lady's garage. I don't know. But there's currently 224 single shoe amputee listings that I can see on eBay. And if you,
But why do they have to be amputees?
well, who wants to wear one shoe if you got both feet?
But why is the search engine amputee?
Well, that's the word they used in the listing. There's been 88 sales in the last 90
maybe
days.
Maybe they just lost their other shoe and they would like to have a replacement.
Well, there's not enough room in the title to say if you've lost your other shoe, here's your replacement. Nature Made in Utah says, what do you think of YouTubers running live auctions on YouTube to sell? I think they're smart for double dipping. I mean, if you got the platform, then use it. I haven't wanted to do that here. I mean, a lot of you have asked me, what's your store name? And you guys who've been with me for the longest know it took me a long time to want to give out that information, because I just don't really feel comfortable being that channel where I'm like, okay, I have this, iPhone that I'm selling. Anybody want to buy it? Come and check out my channel. I did that one time with my other store when I was doing the 99-cent auctions, and it was cool. A lot of you guys helped out the channel, but it still didn't feel right to me. Hey, John and Jenna just got in for my morning walk.
Bling,
Carolyn, thanks for hanging out with us. Bonnie Brink, aka Gardening Sis, thanks for adjusting my perspective on eBay, charging for collecting taxes. I'm glad they're doing it so I don't have to. Yeah, I just don't mind it. Now, they came back and said, okay, we're going to charge you an extra fee if you use UPS ground over USPS, something ridiculous like that. Then, of course, I would be, up in arms. Tracy says, or Troy says, clarifying, if Mercari pays for the label, the seller pays, it's allowed. Crazy. Anchorage is one of their hubs. Yeah. Interesting. Sylvia says, I'm sorry, do way I text, I'm multi-language. When you post something on eBay, they'll give the weight, or I have to weigh it myself. You have to weigh it and give the dimensions. So if I have this iPhone, it's not enough for me to just measure the iPhone and weigh the iPhone. I need to package this thing up and get the box I'm going to use, weigh everything in the packaging with the phone inside, and give the dimensions of the box, because you're going to be undercutting yourself if you don't put the proper packaging of that, especially if you're charging.
When you go to ship it and you realize that it's like $5 more to ship what you thought was only going to be a small shipping fee.
Yeah. So same with aggressive dog owners that chew up on one shoe. So yeah, you might have a chewed up shoe.
Yes,
yeah, but you can't put that in the title. Put that in your description, but not the title. Amputee is to the point.
But maybe they're not amputees.
But maybe they are. And maybe that's how they search for their stuff. And it's one word. It's not the whole title being taken up.
But that's just a small percentage of people.
So let's make an experiment. You type that whole thing. I've got one shoe for dog chewer and lost shoe, and I'll put amputee and see which one sells. I think I'll get more sales on mine.
No.
Oops. John professed his love for Harry Tornado. Archie, that's all so far. Is Archie in the house? Oh, Archie finally got, what's up, everyone?
Oh, Archie.
Have I missed? Now, I bet Archie just got home. This is what kills me right here. Archie had to meet this lady at 3:00. He's like, I can't make the live stream. Mm-hmm. He drove 20-something miles from the other side of the valley, and he went literally a block from my house to pick this stuff up. I even told him I have a bunch of, in those vacuum sealed bags, a bunch of tamales that I've frozen. I said, look, I'll come by. I don't care if we're doing the live. I'll get you some tamales. And the man still didn't come over.
You could have made an impromptu.
Man, that's hurtful.
Spot on the video. You could have got some tamales, the best tamales you'll ever eat.
Sandra says, gotta leave early. Good night. Good info tonight. Thanks for Sandra.
Sandra.
Troy says, I have sold plenty of left or right single AirPods. Huh?
Do you have to go to UPS?
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked. Can you check and see if she came? We're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon anyways. But yeah, now I have plenty of left or right single AirPods, and you can sell them.
Wow.
Not because they have one ear. I guess that's proving Jenna's point. but maybe because they lost them, right? But you're not going to put ear amputee in the listing. This only works for shoes. John loves Harry Tomato. That's icky. No, Harry Tomato, he's a nice guy. I don't really watch his stuff, but he's a nice guy. I watch his stuff that comes up every once in a while. Yes, single shoe is also in the title. I agree with that. Catching up, guys, I promise. Biscuit Butt. Archie says, I'm in so much pain sitting in my car driving home. It's the best thing ever. Yeah, well, those tamales are the best thing ever. I'm promising you that. You missed out. Yes, some people ask me for changes, the shipping, how to bundle on eBay. You have to have your listing set up that way where you allow bundling. I don't do a whole lot of that because I don't get a lot of buyers who buy multiple items from me like that. 20 miles, Jesus, 20 miles doesn't even get me to a grocery store and y'all complaining. I'm not complaining. He was a block away. Could have got some free tamales. I'm sure many people here would want those tamales. Aunt White says, I missed the stream. Vote for next stream. Both of you toss back a few drinks and get a bit tipsy. On another note, sales are great, and I'm actually backed up with items list. That's awesome. Awesome. But we don't drink. So that would be real. I would lose my YouTube account if we drank, because I don't drink. I don't even know how I'd be. I don't want to find out. James says, do a bingo game for the tamales. But you have to come pick them up, though. Let's see. Ren says, kids throw shoes out the window all the time. Why? I don't know. They just do. You know what? I went on a road trip with a bunch of friends. Now, we're talking back in 2017. Yes, to Oregon. And somewhere between California and the Rogue River, we were out in the redwoods, and we pulled over the side of the road to use the bathroom in the trees, and I somehow lost one of my shoes, and I did not have the shoe. I had one shoe. So yes, that it is a thing, and even adults, not just kids, can lose their shoe. T-Town Trekker.
Didn't what's his face? Throw it out?
No.
Oh.
I was in the back, and I was probably sleeping in the back of the back seat. The two guys that we went with were up in front, and I had my shoes off, just sleeping away, taking a nap, and must have been, they woke me up. Hey, we're stopping to go to the bathroom. I must have accidentally kicked the shoe out of the door when I was getting out. I don't know. It was like late at night and dark.
What's your guess on the mail lady?
No.
No.
And I would tell you, even if she
probably saw the
2 big bags of packages and said, oh hell no. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here in a minute. Tommy says, well, what was I just reading? Something. T-Town Trekker says, I vote for the amputee and title. I'll save you guys from the drama from the buyers who don't read and think they're getting a pair like the golf shoe. Yeah, for sure.
Like this one, if you were to scroll back down, there's one that says one shoe only.
I don't want to.
Right there.
I trust
Single
you.
shoe.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Tommy says, T-Town Trekker, no lie, I had a return for a single Gucci loafer titled Single Shoe Amputee. Of course, only one photo. They didn't know it was only one. Yeah, and then
it's the same that happened to us.
Yeah, they can try to lie and get a free shipping label, but that's going to be out of the refund. Let's see. Janet says, do you put your whole store on Poshmark, or does Primetime Lister let you select items to import? It lets you select the items.
Yeah. You
can go through and select the ones, and then you click the little button. It's has like a little arrow. You click the little button, and it'll start the process over there. Aunt White says, I posted to my eBay store, and I think it was deleted. I wasn't looking to advertise. I would like some constructive criticism. Any help? Posted link. Send me an email. flippingainteasy2020@gmail.com, and I will take a look. At some point, usually late at night, but that's when
it's usually when he's laying in bed.
So guys, I want to thank you for just taking the time here with us. We had over 100 on this video. And also, Art, thank you again for the super chat, dude. I appreciate that. Again, hit me up. Want to get you on the show. But, things sometimes will get good news from eBay and USPS. In this case, they decided to give us a little break on the priority shipping labels. And I guess it's a good thing, but it's also sometimes It adds to confusion, and the confusion will make sometimes flipping ain't easy. I guess that's the not a really good outro, but I had to say it. But flipping ain't easy, guys. And thank you for tuning into the channel. Thank you for being a part of what we do and what we look forward to doing. And we would have continued with this live stream if I didn't have to run to the post office.
Gotta go.
So, guys, you have a great start to your week.
We love you. Have a great week.
Yes, and we will talk to you guys here very soon.
Very soon.
Bye-bye.